Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of the Shooters Lounge podcast. I am Matt at Postup323. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, on YouTube and also Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. The NBA season has begun. The last episode we did was the preview show, going through all division winners. Well, now the NBA season has started. We've had a couple of weeks in, so we're going to discuss tonight some overreactions, maybe. Is it too early to panic? I think there's a couple of teams who might be panicking right now, but we'll wait and see. But my guest today is a friend of the podcast. He's been on several times now, and he's welcome to come on anytime he wants. We've got AB. AB, what's happening, bro? Good to have you on again, dude.
What's happening, man? Good to be back. Good to be back, and really in the thick of things with regards to the NBA season now. Obviously, most teams have played like 7, 8 games, so it's probably starting to get a real feel of what teams are really made of and things like that. But I feel like it's still a little bit early as well. But yeah, it's good. It's good to have hoops back.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. Are you happy that the NBA's back now, bro? It's been a long summer, yeah?
It's been a long summer. Obviously, we had the Olympics as well. So obviously watching Team USA. Obviously, I was fortunate to go to a couple of games as well. So that kind of like fed the went to a couple of games out in Paris as well. So yeah, it was really good, man. It was really good.
Mate. AB, always got the hookup, bro. Always got the connect.
Always.
I bet that was a good experience, bro. Wasn't it? I'm going over there and watching that, mate.
Crazy. Especially that Serbia game. I mean, you got Jokic and even Bogdanovic and them on one side. Then I'm just seeing Steph. I think Steph hit like 4 threes in the first quarter. It's like, this is crazy. Like, this is the greatest show ever. And like, I'm just seeing it live. Like, I'm telling you, when you see it live, like, it's nothing like it, man.
Yeah, I mean, but watching basketball at that level, you're almost pinnacle of international basketball, obviously, isn't it? It's the best of the best, and to see that level of basketball in person, I assume was just an amazing experience, bro.
Yeah, crazy experience, man. Like experience of a lifetime. You'll never see anything like it. Like, obviously, you've got the starting 5. You've got your LeBron. You've got your obviously Steph. Anthony Edwards, then you see guys coming off the bench, you see KD, see Anthony Edwards. Like, there was a time I even thought, like, Devin Booker's here. Like, he hit a 3, I was like, Devin Booker's here as well. Like, it's crazy. Like, the talent, it should be illegal. They shouldn't be able to field Team USA. They shouldn't be allowed to field a team of that magnitude like ever again. I know some of the games was close, especially that Serbia game, but it's crazy. Crazy.
Oh man, managed to pull it out at the end, didn't they, man? It looked a bit dicey in that fourth quarter, bro, didn't it? But managed to pull it off. But tonight we're talking about the NBA as the NBA has begun. So the season's kicking in, like you said, AB. Teams have played 6, 7, 8 games now, something like that. So you're kind of getting a little bit of a sample size as to how things are going through this season. So what are you thinking, AB, this year so far? What are your thoughts on the league? And have you maybe got some thoughts onto maybe teams or players that have either surprised or disappointed you? What we're looking at?
Obviously looking at jersey. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, I'm a Sixers fan. And we were talking just before we went on air as well. Like, there's never just a dull moment with the 76ers franchises. Always something. We can never be just one of those franchises where like they're just chugging along. Like, there's no mass media attention. Like, they're just doing their thing. There's always something. Obviously, just a quick roundup. We started the season 1-5. Our star players, Joel Embiid, he hasn't played at all since playing in the Olympics. He's been ramping up. He should be playing shortly. Paul George, obviously, he made the Sixers debut against, obviously, your Suns last night. Had 15 points. Looked a bit rusty, which is obviously understandable given the fact that he hasn't played. But, we started the season really, really rough. And I'm being honest, like, we look like a lottery team right now. We look like a team destined for the lottery. Haven't been playing well. Lost a lot of games. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey, who's the gem of the Sixers right now, obviously signed that max contract, which is well deserved. He's doing all he can. He's averaging like 30, leading the league in field goal attempts per game, which obviously he has to do because he's down 2 star players. So it's been really
almost had the green light, AB, hasn't he? These first few games, like, hey mate, just put them up, bro. Like.
But yeah, it's been a tough watch for us. We just need Joel back. We need Embiid back as soon as possible. Obviously into this off season, he's made a lot of comments about the fact that he doesn't think he'll ever play back to backs ever again, which I agree with. I think he shouldn't, but it's just the way they go about announcing it. You don't have to announce it to the world that I'm not going to play back to backs. Like there's ways you can go about it, like covertly. You don't have to do it so openly.
Yeah,
but obviously we all know his injury history. No one's going to blame him for saying not playing back to backs, and obviously he's shown a level of maturity as well to come to that understanding. Especially when you look at the new cap for 65 games with regards to if you want to win all NBAs, MVPs. I think obviously he's got his MVP. It's a thing whereby he just wants to focus on being healthy in April, May, and June, which is when he needs to be healthy, especially for a Sixers organization. So, he's not looking good right now, but we just need him back, and we need to start stacking up these W's because before you know it, it can be like 20 games in, and you're still languishing outside of the play-in. So,
what were your thoughts? Sorry, AB, sorry to interrupt.
No, go on.
What are your thoughts on him playing for Team USA in the summer? As a Sixers fan, what were your thoughts on that? Because he obviously got hurt in the playoffs, didn't he, last season? And then he's playing for Team USA. If I were you, mate, I'd have been a bit. I don't like this, really. Do you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on that, bro?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it simply because of the fact that obviously we know he wants to win a championship. I understand why people are against it because he has to focus on obviously getting ready, and he's someone who's so injury prone. Obviously, we see right now he hasn't played yet. He has to ramp up and get ready for this season, especially with the fact that Daryl Morey, GM, has backed him. He's brought in Paul George. He's brought in all these guys to build a team around him and all those kind of things. And obviously, especially with being injured in the playoffs last year, you want him to come back ready to really challenge for a championship. With the fact that you've got Paul George, we brought in guys like Caleb Martin, you brought back Kelly Oubre, guys that fit around him and can two-way players really. So I understand why people feel that it's a selfish decision for him to go and play for Team USA over the summer, and obviously, But on the flip side of things, I mean, it's the Olympics, man. It happens once every 4 years, and big on representing his country, and he hasn't really won any like team honors. He hasn't won a championship. Everyone clowns him. He's never made it to the conference finals. Hey, he can be a part of a team and really win a gold medal. Obviously, he has won a gold medal now. But you look at, come on, man. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis. And obviously, he was recruited to play for Team USA. How can you turn that down? One of the greatest teams assembled, and he's somewhat the missing piece. So, I can't blame him for that. He's got his gold medal. He's got his team success. And when you think about, obviously, down the line, you talk about your career, obviously, especially if you want to be a Hall of Famer as well, because the Basketball Hall of Fame is not just what you do in the NBA, it's what you do throughout your basketball career. So winning that gold medal as well, that can contribute to it. I mean, because you never know as an NBA player, man. Obviously, guys like Carmelo Anthony never won a championship, but we all know Olympic Melo. We know his legacy is stamped there. So if Embiid doesn't go on to win a championship, which obviously is going to be a difficult task, he still has that gold medal in the Olympics. So for one, I'm not mad at it. But I understand why people would be, but I'm all for it. And one last thing I add as well, just being in that environment around like winners. Obviously, LeBron James, one of the greatest to ever do it, won a championship. Jason Tatum, fresh off a championship with Drew Holiday as well, fresh off a championship. Being in that environment around winners, you can develop sort of like good habits and be like, okay, I've been around LeBron James, like his preparation for this, even the exhibition games, like, okay, maybe this is what I need to do to get to the next level. Like just being around that energy, I feel like could be a positive.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Yeah, no, that's a fair point, AB. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what Daryl Morey thought of it though. If you asked him, like, privately, were you happy with that? I could imagine the Sixers weren't enthusiastic about Embiid, but like you say, from his point of view, the opportunity to be on arguably one of the greatest basketball squads ever assembled, it's something that you're going to look back on over your career and going, I'm so glad I did that, and like you say, but I just wondered coming from a Sixers fan point of view, where you're a bit, oh man. I mean, I saw him at the O2 when they played the South Sudan, and he played like somebody who was like, I just don't want to get injured right now. I'm literally like, you know, and it showed kind of thing. But you know, like you said, mate, you know, to all fair points, bro. You know, he wanted to be there and he wanted to win a gold medal, and that's what he did. So. That's all. It's all totally fair, mate. Do you think with Embiid, then, bro, that the Sixers can, you know, be one of the elite teams in the league and maybe have a shot at running for a title if they're all healthy, obviously?
Yeah, you always have to add that caveat with the Sixers, man, if they're all healthy, because we know what we do in a regular season. I mean, multiple 50-win seasons. Obviously, last year, because he got hurt, we kind of like slipped through the standings and things like that. But regular season, we know what we're going to do. Like, we're a team that's a well-oiled machine and can really like stack up those wins. It's about what you do in the playoffs, what you do in April, May, and June. So I've got no, and obviously one of the key things is seeding as well, where you fit within the seedings to advance through the second round and conference finals and etc. But as far as the regular season, I know a 1-5 right now and not great, but obviously, especially with the addition of the playing as well. I mean, like, there's no real excuse as to why we won't make it to the playoffs. So we just have to be healthy. Just have to be healthy.
Things have got to go really south, mate, for not making the playing in the East, mate.
Man.
There is some really bad teams in the East, bro. It's there's going to be six very bad teams in the East, isn't there? There's going to be probably a really bad team that's going to be in the play-in, maybe 2 teams or maybe even 3 teams who aren't very good and are going to be in the play-in. So, but that's just kind of how it is at the moment, isn't it? With the West and East, I think there's more in the probably better teams in the West collectively. I would say maybe the best team in the league is probably still in the East, maybe with Boston. But I think you know, in terms of how many, I mean, the West is. I mean, obviously, I look at a lot more in the West than I do the East because the Suns are in there, and it's like, man, it's a bloodbath, mate. In there, there's going to be
Good
2,
luck.
maybe 3 very good teams who don't even sniff the play-in, bro. So that's what we've got look forward to this season. So you know, you've kind of got to treat the regular season very seriously, haven't you? Or else, you know, it could be curtains if you're in the East, bro. So enough about the Sixers, bro. But maybe anything that's kind of caught your eye as the season's gone on? Disappointments, surprises, or have you got anything for me?
Disappointments. Obviously, one of the main teams when you look at the standings. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks.
It just stands out there, doesn't it? It's just there. You look at the league and you're like, oh god, that doesn't look right.
Lost 6 straight, 1-6 record. The only win was obviously against my Sixers on opening night, but they haven't looked good at all. And it's crazy because obviously Giannis didn't play last night when they lost to the Cavs, but it's crazy because they've had games where both Giannis and Dame both go for 30, and then you're looking around, is like, who else is there to really help them? Like, I know they brought in Gary Trent Jr., they brought in obviously the South guys like Pat Connaughton, Bobby Porter is a spark plug off the bench, but they haven't looked great at all, man. Their alarm bells should be ringing in Milwaukee, and then you look at who's at the helm, and you see Doc Rivers, and you look at who's next to him, and it's Darvin Ham, and you go, wow.
What a tandem. What a tandem that is. Oh my goodness me. Woo! That's quite something.
What do you think about how the Bucks are starting the season?
Like you say, mate, I think you see some nights where, like you say, Giannis and Lillard are giving you 30 apiece, and then they're still losing, and it's like, where are the other points coming from? Obviously, they're pinning a lot of hopes on Middleton. You know, Middleton's might bring you some points, but defensively, mate, that was my worry going into the season. I'm like, if the other team's best player is a guard, who's guarding him on the Bucks, mate? They're going to get smoked. And I think to this point, I've been proved right, because last night I think Garland had 35. Them type of players, mate, are absolutely feasting on the Bucks right now. And unfortunately, that's been kind of Lillard's kind of story, his career, really. You can always score on Lillard. He's an amazing scorer, and you know, his 3-point shooting, but defensively always been a big question mark, man. You mentioned like Gary Trent and this Prince. I think they brought in as well, didn't they? You're thinking,
Prince,
yeah, and you think, oh, okay, they're nice role players, and then you look at them and they're playing 30 minutes a game starting, and you're like, well, if this is where it is, then it's quite worrying. And obviously, the Shooters Lounge opinion on Doc Rivers is well documented, so I'm not really going to mention any more on that one. But like you say, what a tandem, Darvin Ham and Doc Rivers. I mean, they're probably sitting in a room going, I don't understand why it's not working. What's going on? And I'd be very worried if I was a Bucks fan, because what if Giannis has had enough of this and he's like, oh, I'm done with this. This ain't no good, mate. Get me out. He might not do, but what if he does? And then it's curtains, isn't it, for Milwaukee? They're in real trouble then. I mean, maybe they can turn it round, but at the moment, it looks pretty bad. They're kind of getting out. They're a very old team. It's pretty old.
Yeah,
collectively,
old.
There's
very
not a lot
old.
of athleticism apart from Giannis on that team. It's like, I mean, it just doesn't. Lillard's had some really slow games. He made the excuse last season. He didn't practice all off season because he knew he was going to get traded. So that's why he didn't start the season well. Well, this year, okay, fair enough. What's the excuse this time? Doc will have an excuse because Doc's Doc.
Oh,
he's a survivor. He's a survivor. I'll give him that. He'll have something. Last season, it was didn't have the full season, didn't have training camp, I took over midway. What's the excuse going to be this time? Oh, we didn't have Middleton. Nah, that done a wash, bro. That ain't a washing with me. No way. Because Middleton, and I don't think he's not the guy he once was.
No.
He peaked in the 21 finals, and since then, mate, it's been injury after injury, unfortunately for him. And even if they get him back
this offseason as well.
Yeah. So when's he coming back? I haven't really heard when they're thinking he's coming back. So and Lopez, no spring chicken now. These guys are getting on. It's just, I don't really know unless they make a move. I don't really know how it's going to get any better for them. So I don't know, but I don't know what the move is, bro. I don't know if you've got any ideas what the move is for him. We need to. This is when I beam GM John in and he's got a trade for me or something. But if you've got something, man, feel free, sir.
Bring back Drew Holiday. That's where it went downhill.
Don't make the Drew Holiday trade.
They spoon-fed him to their greatest there. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I still haven't found a valid reason for that. I still haven't heard one yet as to why that trade was made, bro. That didn't make any sense to me. So, anybody else, mate? You got disappointments? Are we doing disappointments first and then surprises? The bad news first and then the good news, probably, is it?
It also disappointed me. I'm trying to think.
It doesn't have to be a team, bro. It can be a player or either or.
Obviously, I know obviously injuries hampered them as well, but the Clippers, I know they got their first win at this Intuit Dome, which looks amazing, by the way. That's definitely one for the bucket list. I need to be in that wall. I know they said it's just for Clippers fans, but I need to find my way. Yeah, it looks crazy. It looks crazy.
Mate. Clutch New Media will have the connect on that one, bro. Do we get in there, bro? Yes, mate.
But just disappointing. Obviously, the Kawhi news is just it's crazy. And we spoke about earlier, Joel Embiid playing for Team USA. We forget Kawhi Leonard was limping to try and go and play for Team USA.
Crazy, bro.
All in all, it's crazy. Then obviously we find out the trainer, one of the former Clipper trainers, is suing the Clippers and apparently they tried to disguise Kawhi's torn ACL as a sprain. It's crazy what's going on over that. That is crazy.
Yeah. What did they say? The original recuperation time was like 600 days or something. Or there's some very strange stories or rumors coming out of that, isn't it? Some very, like you say, he's another one, isn't it? When is Kawhi going to be ready? Is he ever going to be ready? He's literally day to day, mate. Even when he comes back, any Kawhi, you just never know. One day he's there, one day he's not. yeah, it's a tough situation. I mean, this is James Harden's wet dream, isn't it? This, like, no other superstar. Like, give me the ball, guys. I am the system. Just give me the ball, and I'll facilitate or do whatever I want. This is like James Harden 2016 again or something, isn't it? Just give me the ball. I'll have the ball the majority of the time, and I'll either, it's either looks brilliant or it's hopeless. Or most of the time, it's hopeless. But they've better defensively than what I thought. I think the Clippers. We've played them twice already. The Suns have, so I've seen quite a bit of them. They're very competitive on the defensive end, even with Harden on the team. So that's quite decent from them. But they're going to be on the fringe, I think, mate. It's going to be a play-in thing, because I don't think Kawhi's going to play. What's he going to play? Half the season? It seems to be the same conversation every year, bro, doesn't it? How often is Kawhi going to play?
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I think that's how his career is going to be now. And you know, it wasn't a great look being sent home from Team USA in the summer. That was not a great look from anybody, really. From one, why was he there? And two, Team USA are like, we can't really use you, mate. So you need to go. Like, and they brought. I think they bring Derek White in for Kawhi.
Yeah,
was he the late addition? Yeah. So not a good look. I mean, that extension that they gave him last season when he was playing around midway point of the season now, like, looks especially bad from their point of view. But they needed a superstar to market for this new arena, didn't they? Which the arena does look amazing, bro. I've seen it a couple of times now, because obviously Suns have played them twice. It's unbelievable. Like the players have said, like it's obviously the best arena. It's cost them, what is it, $2 billion? That's how much they paid for the team. That's how much Ballmer's paid for the Clippers, like however many years ago, So that's how much
crazy.
It's all these crazy stats. There's like 1,100 toilets and stuff like that. Just absolutely crazy. Like Ballmer's like, I don't want anybody waiting in line for the toilet, so let's just build more toilets than we ever need, ever. It's just mad stuff like that, and it measures your decibels of how loud you're cheering. There's a phone socket. You can charge your phone in every seat. Just everything. Just something's just gone, well, we'll do this. What if you want to charge your phone? Well, put a charge dock in there. Everything's it's a cashless place. You can't pay cash for anything. It's all, and there's face scan recognition on it and stuff like that. You can't swap your tickets to anybody. So whoever's purchased the ticket, they scan your face so you can get in. You can't sell your ticket to somebody. It's all just like, massive, welcome to the future kind of thing. It looks an amazing place, to be honest. But I said with the philosopher when we were doing the preview show, I think, the only superstar in that team is going to be the arena, mate. I think he's going to be the star of the show. I think who's going to win player of the year? It might be the Intuit Dome, basically.
Dome.
Yeah, it's a bit, maybe a bit harsh on my part, but I think it was, I think the Clippers are going to slide back down to, and they're going to be battling for the play. And like we say, in the West, it's really... It's really suffering. Disappointing teams for me. I mean, I think you nailed it with the Bucks. I think the Bucks is a tough one. I'm a bit worried about the Miami Heat. From what I've seen of them, it's not looking great. I mean, they're 3-3, so it's not awful, but when you just the eye test and you're just watching them and you're just like, something's just not. It's just not clicking right now, but. This is what Miami do, mate, isn't it? They just look like they're dead, and then all of a sudden they rise again, like Mike Myers kind of stuff, innit? They just,
when you
think they're out.
Away with that for?
Well, no, this is it, isn't it? Obviously Jimmy Butler, there's a bit of question mark behind him regarding he wants a new contract, and mate, if you're gonna do a battle of wills against Pat Riley, you've picked the wrong guy, mate, because he ain't backing down from nobody, mate. Like, he's old school, isn't he, bro? So that's I don't think he's gonna win that battle.
Never.
Some strange BAM games as well. Like, he got rocked by Karl Anthony Towns the other night. Knicks faced Miami, and Towns hit him for about 37 points and 14 rebounds or something. Just thoroughly outplayed Bam. So some very strange goings on at Miami. I don't know if the juju's quite right there. And they might be a team who maybe look to make a move, man. Pat ain't scared, man. He ain't scared of making a move, is he? So, don't be surprised if Pat's pulling the trigger, mate. I don't know, but that could happen.
They need to go back to Mexico, man. They played the Wizards in Mexico.
Yeah,
days ago. Yeah. And Bam went for like 32 points, knocked down 3 threes, had the best game of the season. So might have to relocate the Heat to Mexico.
Most Miami fans are Mexican, aren't they? I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, they might have to relocate. Can we timeshare or something? But the gutted one, I'm kind of gutted with in terms of the East. I'm kind of gutted for the Magic because Banchero was looking like he was going to take the leap, wasn't he? He had that 50 piece, and like, my goodness, he had 36, 37 in the first half. It was looking like, oh wow, like Bam's gonna take that leap that So, but unfortunately, he got injured, so he's going to be out for a month, 6 weeks, something like that, which is a real shame for them guys. They might struggle now because everything goes through Banchero. Everything goes through them on the Magic. So now, they need to find a new way to kind of play, and I don't think they've got that kind of point guard general who can do it, who can kind of run the offense, which for me was something I wanted them to make in the offseason. I wanted them to sign somebody who they could run the offense through instead of relying on Banchero to do everything, make it a bit easier for him as well. They didn't do that, and now Banchero's out, and now you're looking around, and it's what we're gonna do now. And I think Wendell Carter's out now as well, which is a gutter for them as well. So they haven't won since Banchero's gone out, I don't think. Have they lost 4 in a row? So that's concerning for them guys. Any more teams, AB, you're thinking? Disappointment? Or we can move into surprises if you like?
Yeah, we could. Obviously, the Denver Nuggets. How can I forget? The Denver Nuggets. Yeah. They're in real trouble, man. They're in real trouble. I mean, it's just not looking good. The roster construction hasn't been great. Obviously, a lot has been said about them losing guys like KCP and things like that. Obviously, they ended up paying Aaron Gordon this offseason. But I feel like that team has hit a ceiling. It's hit a ceiling, and I feel like the window is closing. The window is definitely closing. Jamal Murray hasn't been great. Even going through the summer, obviously, he had a very, very poor Olympics as well.
He did not look himself at all, did he, in the Olympics, man? Did not. He wasn't even playing at the end of games. Like, he wasn't even on the floor, was he? Yeah.
Crazy. And obviously, Jokic can't do it all. You can't do it all. I mean,
I think they're literally trying to push the boundary on how much Jokic can drag a team, literally full of nobodies, really, and just see if he can do it. Like, are they trying to, but you're wasting kind of, prime years of somebody who's a very special player, aren't you? Similar situation to Giannis, really, where you're like, man, these are prime years, man. And we're wasting it by languishing for the play-in. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you agree, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think they just need one of their young guys to take that step, like a Julian Strawther or Peyton Watson. One of those guys. Obviously, Christian Brown's been inserted into the starting lineup, but they need one of those guys to take that jump because other than that, like, I think, especially Michael Porter Jr. as well, I can't see. He's on a big contract as well. I think he's very like one-dimensional, just a scorer really. And even at that, he's not like I wouldn't even call him a scorer, just a shooter really. And even at that, like that contract as well. If they do want to make some moves and have some wiggle room, he'd be the one that has to go. But I can't see anyone trading for that contract. That team is very, very expensive right now. I mean, they've locked into that core. I don't think they have any more I think they're out of moves. And what's crazy as well
Mm.
is a report coming out saying that they didn't want to trade either. They didn't want to trade Julian Strawther, Peyton Watson, or that Christian Brown in a potential Paul George trade, which is
Right. Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So hearing
Interesting.
about that, it's like, damn, that's crazy. It's crazy, obviously. So yeah,
Interesting.
I think that obviously I think that's still what make the playoffs. Of course, just having Jokic alone, like they're definitely gonna. I don't even think they'll make the
Yeah.
play. They'll come. I think they'll finish as a top 6 seed. But obviously, you're talking
Yeah.
about a team with championship aspirations, and I think that window is definitely closing right now.
Yeah. If Murray isn't how Murray was when they won the title, it's not going to happen, bro, is it? Like you say, they've kind of gone all in with what they've got, and if it doesn't come off, then yeah, they're going to be struggling. Yeah, I mean, like you say, Mark Porter Jr. kind of one-dimensional, but he's not been paid like one. He's been paid like somebody who should be doing more, and he's kind of not. I mean, they've added Westbrook. I mean, we've had the Russell Westbrook experience. I don't know. I thought if he could maybe come off the bench 20, 25 minutes and just be Russell Westbrook for 20 minutes, then it might be okay. But he's in fits and starts, isn't it? But you kind of look at the team and you're kind of looking around for somebody else who's going to be the other guy. Aaron Gordon, he does what he does, but he's not somebody you really want to rely on offensively too much. So Dario Saric, these are guys, they're okay, but there's nothing that kind of standing out, is there, bro? So this could be Michael Malone's best coaching job, bro. If he pulls this one off, this could it could be coach of the year, mate, if he gets these guys into the top 5. But definitely. But like you say, where's the move? Who's going to take on Michael Porter Jr.'s contract? Probably nobody. You're not going to move Jokic because, well, for obvious reasons. And Jamal Murray doesn't look that good at the moment either. So who's having him? So there's really, other than that, you're kind of picking around the edges, aren't you? I think losing Caldwell Pope is a big loss for them. I think he did a lot for them offensively and defensively. There's just no 3-point shooting on that team. Caldwell Pope was kind of like the last one. There's no.
That's it as well.
Porter Jr.'s meant to be your 3-point shooter, but he's averaging like 35% from 3 this season or something like that. So it's okay, but there's not a lot of shooting on this team, mate. And I think it's going to be a struggle, bro, isn't it? Like you say, 100%.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Have you got any surprises? Teams that you were surprised by their start, or a player that you kind of like?
I just say the Cavs, man. The Cavs 8-0 start
Yeah.
to start the season. I mean, they've been the surprise package of the season. Obviously, we all know the talent that was there, but I feel like at times last season, fit wise, obviously Evan Mobley didn't really take that next step that a lot of people expected him to take after that rookie year.
Yeah.
Garland and Mitchell, 2 high volume, dominant ball handlers, sort of fit. Obviously, especially you look at Mobley next to Jarrett Allen, lack of spacing. Guys like Isaac Okoro, not really known to be a knockdown shooter. So yeah, obviously now, you look at what they've done now. I feel like the coaching, they've been a lot more coached. They've started to move the ball a lot quicker as well. And I feel like they've started to develop that real chemistry between Garland and Mitchell as well. And Evan Mobley he's impressive both ends of the floor. Like he's the key to that Cavs team, because if they can get something out of him, then he's definitely someone that can raise that ceiling and make them a championship contender.
Yeah. I mean, they had a weird year last year, didn't they? I mean, Garland was out. He broke his jaw, didn't he, at one stage? And I don't think he was quite right when he come back. I'm personally not a fan of Bickerstaff, who they had last season as a coach. I'm not really a big fan of his. So I think definitely an upgrade, because it's kind of the same team, mate. They kind of rolled it back, haven't they? The same unit, really. Not much changes at all in terms of roster. And they've started the year 8-0. So I had these guys winning the division. I didn't think it'd be the best start in what was it, 50 years or something. But no, definitely, Mitchell signed his extension, so he wants to be there. They've got Levert, who's a six man who can come off the bench and do a spark off the bench. But like you say, has Mobley taken that leap that he should have made last year? He's definitely started a lot better this time, hasn't he? Than he did the start of last season. So, the Cavs. Could the Cavs be up in the upper echelon of the East? Definitely, mate. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Like you say, the ball movement's a lot better. Like you say, you've got to make the Garland Mitchell thing work, can't you? Because I think always the worry is there's only one ball, so who's having it at the end of games? And so far they've managed to work it out, haven't they? So definitely a good start for them, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Surprise for me, I'd probably say the Warriors. I don't think the Warriors would be 6-1, bro. That's for sure. Deep roster. I mean, there's some nights where Kerr's playing 11 guys. Like it's a bit mad at the moment. Like he's going deep to the bench, mate. Deep to the end of the bench almost. Sure, I was on a podcast called that once. Surprise, like for them, Buddy Hield has kind of found himself again, and a perfect team situation. We've seen it before, haven't we, bro? Sometimes you find the right team, right situation, and you kind of start to flourish. They're bringing Kuminga off the bench as well, and both of them are putting out some 15, sometimes 20 points off the bench. Obviously Curry's Curry, but he's been out and they've still been winning anyway. Wiggins has been out, they're still winning anyway. There's some people that are coming off the bench and you're like, I don't know who this guy is. Jackson Davis and some others, Melton, Moody's coming off the bench. Obviously you've got Gary Payton Jr., Kyle Anderson, old man game. So to go with the kind of the starters, Draymond's always around doing his thing, whether good or bad. But Steve Kerr's kind of rolling with these young guys, and I think Curry's quite enjoying himself. I think with all these youngsters about him and Draymond, letting all these guys do the work, man. So I think that they're a surprise because I thought the Warriors would be fighting to get into the play-in, but they've made a good start. Whether they can keep that going is a different matter. But yeah, I think the Warriors for me, bro, at the moment is that's a surprise because I didn't think it'd work. But have you got anybody else, bro?
In positive light, no, not that I can think of.
Okay, well, you got some more disappointments then.
Oh wait, sorry. Players, not teams.
Oh yeah, players, man. Yeah, Red. Yeah, whatever you got, man.
Some shout-outs. First of all, I want to shout out Anthony Davis, man. He started the season MVP on an MVP level, leading the league in scoring so far, averaging 30. Yep. We'll round up for him, 33 and 12. Yeah, he's only had 2 games this season where he dropped less than 30 points, and he's looking good. And obviously, he's reached that stage where LeBron James, we know obviously he just can't keep performing at the level that he's performing. So Anthony Davis, like this is a season now where he definitively has to be the best player on the Lakers. Like that baton has to be passed over as LeBron fades away into the twilight. So obviously, they just have to keep going. Obviously, Austin Reeves and guys like that, they have to step up more. D'Angelo Russell, obviously they were poor. Losing against the Pistons last night, but still, Anthony Davis, he needs to continue playing at that level and keep it up, man. And I mean, he's never really been in MVP shout since he joined the Lakers because obviously he plays alongside LeBron James. But I really think that if he continues to perform at this level and the Lakers can somewhat stay in like the top 3, top 4 in the Western Conference, he should be getting MVP shouts.
Yeah. No, absolutely, mate. Yeah, completely agree, mate. Yeah, Davis, I've seen him. We've played them twice as well, getting all the LA teams out of the way early. Yeah, Davis. We couldn't handle him, mate. We didn't have anybody who could stand with him. He was getting to the 3-throw line a lot. He was impactful on defense. And like you say, you're watching them and they're playing through Davis now. It's not LeBron show. LeBron will have his time where he comes in and he takes over quarters and things. He can still do that. In terms of taking over full games, I think that's going to be a lot harder for him. But that's kind of one of the main differences that JJ Redick has done, where he's like, we're going through Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is going to be the focal point of this offense, and I think that's. How do you think JJ started as a coach? AB, how do you think he's started?
I think really good. They're running some crazy actions over there. Listen, I'm not really much of an X's and O guys, but when I'm seeing guys run off the ball, I'm seeing guys just different sort of screens and stuff like that, different kind of actions to get guys open. And it just looks like this is the way I feel like basketball should be played, man. It's poetry, like obviously just swing it to the open man, like guys setting back screens, backdoor cuts, like guys coming off of pin downs and just team basketball, man. So but JJ Redick, he's a sick individual anyway, because he lives and breathes basketball. It's even hearing him speak, and then obviously he had that podcast with LeBron James before obviously he became a coach in the Lakers, and just deep diving into the X's and O's and kind of like offensive schemes and things like that. So it's looking good so far, because obviously he got a lot of criticism when he did take the job because of his lack of coaching experience at any level, really. But we'll just have to see how it pans out. Obviously, he's looking good now, and now we're in a honeymoon phase. So we'll see how it looks when you're in the playoffs.
We'll get to the dark days of January. Then we'll see what's happening, bro. Yeah, man, for sure. Another surprise for me is I don't know, maybe my Suns, mate. 6-1. I don't know if a lot of people had that, bro. New coach, Coach Bud, coming in. Similar kind of team than what we had. We definitely needed a point guard in the off season, and we managed to get that with Jones. So that was definite something that we needed to address, because trying to play point guard through KD, Beal, and Booker I was not a fan of this. So that didn't work last season, and unfortunately, it cost Vogel his job. So I think the ball movement is 1,000 times better than it was last season, and We've got a decent bench unit that comes off the bench now. Grayson Allen's coming off the bench with Royce O'Neal, two decent guys who come on and can shoot the three. So they're going to feast off, playing with KD and Booker and them guys. They're going to find them, or it's going to be, them guys one-on-one against anybody. So that's going to be tough. Not sure about Nurkic at centre for us. It's kind of some good, some bad.
Mate, he attempted 3 threes last night against the Sixers. I was watching, thinking, when did Nurkic start doing this? Like,
somebody's told him in the off season, you need to start shooting threes. I'm like, okay, does he really? I don't know about that. Not a massive fan of that, mate. We kind of got an okay backup centre, which I think we needed in Mason Plumlee. He's serviceable. He's okay. Kind of comes on for 15, 20 minutes. Decent rebounder. But I think we may have found a bit of a steal in the draft, bro, with Ryan Dunn. I'm really impressed with his start, mates. Like he was a very good defender coming into the league, but the question mark for him was not very good shooter. Couldn't shoot the 3 ball. And I don't know what happened in the off season, mate, but he must have just barricaded himself in a gym and took 10,000 threes a day, because he's shooting it very, very well at the moment. I think he's, what am I looking at here? 36%, not bad. He's actually a threat from there at the moment. So playing with them guys, if he can shoot the ball at a decent rate, he's going to find minutes on this team. And he's already started a couple of games because Beal's been out, and they've been starting him as well. And he's a very, very good defender. He's had some very difficult matchups, mate, so far. He's had to face Luka. and a few other guys as well. He's been guarding LeBron when we played the Lakers, and he looks up for it, mate. And he's got a bit of a chip on, and I kind of like that. And yeah, he could be in a steal, man, because he was way down in the draft, bro. Like he was picked 28 in round 1, so a lot of people have passed on him, and I think it's a testament to him. You can tell he's literally done the work in the off season, and it just shows. If you can play defense and shoot threes at a decent rate, you will get minutes in today's NBA, won't you?
Yeah.
You will get minutes on a team somewhere, and that's literally what he's gone and done. So he's made a very solid start, mate, and he's getting minutes for us. So who knows if that'll continue? But he's made a pretty good start. But have you seen the state of Grayson Allen, bro? I don't know what that guy's been doing in the off season, mate, but that guy is hench, mate. He's been weightlifting in the off season, bro. I don't know what he's been doing, mate. He's massive biceps, mate. He's got pythons on there or something, bro. Unreal, mate. I'm like, what has he been doing? It's unbelievable. But I don't think a lot of people have the Suns, making this decent of a start. I don't know if you thought the same, bro.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I had a real good look at the Suns last night. Obviously, them playing my Sixers, they're really, really good. And the thing is, as well, it's just the offense is just potent, man. I mean, obviously, we held Devin Booker. Devin Booker shot like 4 for 13, I think. I think Caleb Martin and Kelly Oubre, they played excellent defense on him. And then obviously you've got Bradley Beal to account for, and then you got KD in the clutch. Just hits two daggers, and it's like, all right, man. We're like, we can limit Booker. We can maybe limit Beal on his day, but we can do about KD now. So
yeah, man. Hey, KD was in a rhythm last night, mate. He looked good. He looked good. He got that rhythm going, man. And it was like it's tough to stop, mate. People have been trying to do it for years, bro, haven't they? But that game was winnable for you, bro. I feel like towards the end, you kind of went cold, didn't you, at the wrong time?
Yeah. 1 point in the last 3:38 we scored, and that was a free throw.
Tough, bro. I'd give the ball to Max at the end, bro, if I were you. I don't know if you felt the same.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that.
Tough one. Yeah.
Because
George, to give it George first game back. Obviously, he's the bigger name, into. Let's be honest, but
he's not. Oh, he is, but
he is a bigger name for me. I know. I give it Maxi, mate, 100%. You know me, I'm a big fan of Maxi. I think he's fantastic. But I think Paul George is the bigger name, and I don't know if that was the play, but I'd give it Maxi, mate, and let him make the decision. But wasn't to be, mate. You move on, don't you? But it was a decent game, though, bro. You guys, you've got some guys who can come in and contribute, can't you? For sure. So, we'll see. You don't know about, like you say, you don't know about the Sixers until Embiid comes back. What they're going to be like,
really,
I think you're gonna have a pretty nice. If everybody's healthy, bro, you're gonna have a nice 8-man rotation, bro, come playoff time. That's gonna be pretty decent, mate. It's just can you get there, mate? Can you get to the finish line? That's the thing. Well, that's the same with any team, bro, isn't it? Any team's only one injury away from catastrophe, aren't they? We say that every year, don't we? That's just how it goes. You've got to have that bit of luck along the way. Do you want to say anything about the Celtics before you go? What do you think Celtics have started?
What's there to say, man? Reigning champs. Obviously, still missing Porzingis, but they still look good, man. Opening night. Oh man, against the Knicks, when they almost set the record for, they were just raining threes. That I was thinking, this is just give them this. Just do another ring ceremony at the end of the game for this year's championship. Just raise the banner already, man. That's what I was thinking.
They take over 53s a game, bro. No other team has taken this many threes to start off a season since like the 2015-16 Rockets, mate. Like it's just unbelievable, isn't it? It's just 3 after 3. I'm not a massive fan of that. That's not like the basketball that I want to watch. 3s after 3s. I'm not a massive fan of that, bro. Personally, I don't know if you feel the same, but for me, that's not enjoyable basketball. You may win a lot of games and things, but for me, that's not what it's about. But if it works, what can you say? If they're winning, what can you do, mate? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
Anything else you want to cover, bro, before we head out, man?
I've got two more shout outs, just two shout outs.
Yeah, man. Hey, man,
First,
go for it, bro.
first team, I almost forgot about them. OKC, I see what they've been doing. They've been on fire to start the season. 7-0, only other unbeaten team. Obviously, we spoke about the Cavs earlier. We spoke. Obviously, we all know the season that they had last year, being a 1 seed. But the way and obviously bringing in Caruso in the off season, they brought in iHeart as well, who hasn't played yet. He's been out hurt, but their defense has been insane. They have held 5 of their 7 opponents to less than 95 points. In today's NBA, where guys can go for 70 points in the game, they're holding teams to 95 points. They can't even get 100. You can't even score 100 points. That's crazy.
That's legit defense, bro, isn't it? That's legit defense, man. They have got some absolute bulldogs on that team, haven't they?
Man. Good luck out in the West, man. Good luck out there, man. Because
mate, every game you think, oh, we might get a stretch of like 4 or 5 games where you're like, well, you'll play somebody bad, and it's like, nope, and you're like, man, whoever finishes top of the West, you can't say they haven't earned it, because it's an absolute gauntlet out there, mate, isn't it? For sure. Who else you got, bro? Who else are we shouting out, man?
Now I want to shout out a player, a bit left field, but just someone that I've had my eye on lately, man. It's Toronto Raptors wing, Grady Dick. He's been playing really well this season, man.
Yes.
He leads all sophomores in scoring. Obviously, and Victor Wembanyama is on that list. Like, there's serious guys on that list. So averaging 21 points a game, knocking down his threes at 38% clip. He's looked really good. Obviously, on a young rebuilding Raptors team, plenty of playing time. They've got Scotty Barnes out, but he's been looking good. They've been using him coming off screens. He plays hard as well, competes on both ends. So, shout out Grady Dick, man. He's been playing really well for the Raptors. And obviously, on that note as well, speaking of the Raptors, we got to shout out Vince Carter, man. He just got his jersey retired the other night when they played the Kings. So, first in Raptors history. So, shout out VC, man. Shout out VC. And then,
well received, man. Totally deserved, Vince. Even though he kind of did him by requesting a trade, but we won't talk about that. That's okay.
I think it's been put. I think they bury that now.
Yeah, it's all been done with now, hasn't it, man? But he was. He put Raptors on the map, mate. Not many people were tuning into Raptors games, mate. Let's be honest. So fair play, man. Fair play to him. He was an amazing player for them over, just highlight reel after highlight reel, wasn't it? Some posters on some folk, and it was amazing as well. Have you heard anything about Popovich? He's out, isn't he? He's had a health issue. I don't know if you've heard what that is, but hopefully, Pop's okay. It's nothing too serious, but apparently he says he's going to be out for the foreseeable future, which it doesn't sound good, does it? That.
Oh wow. It's for foreseeable future.
Yeah. But hopefully it's not too long and he can come back, man.
Man. Prayers up for Pop, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, regardless of this, it's the Spurs, and I hate the Spurs, but you don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, do you? And stuff. What do you think of Wembanyama's second season start, bro? People were very quick to anoint him as the next big thing. I
think he is, man. He had 9 blocks last night,
How many?
9 blocks last night for the Spurs. It's crazy, man. Obviously, they brought in Chris Paul as well, who's probably one of the best people you can get, really, as that sort of facilitator, put him in at the right spots, in his right spots and things like that. But he's gonna be crazy, man. He already is crazy. So
he had another 5x5 game, didn't he, the other night? He had one of them, didn't he? So he's just an alien. You should average 9 blocks a game, mate, when you're that tall, man. Come on. Oh dear, I don't know. Anything else, man? You want to mention?
No, I can think of. Just Joel, come back, man. We need you. We need you.
Do you know a timeline, bro? Before we head out, do you know with a timeline for Joel, or is it is it a day-to-day thing? He was putting up shots after the Suns game last night. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that.
he was. He was. Yeah, I saw that.
I saw Bradley Beal trying to block him as well.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
But yeah, last thing I heard, he's started to practice 5-on-5 scrimmages. So he started to practice 5-on-5, which obviously is good. Because before he was just doing some individual training, individual drills and shooting. So yeah, I feel like that's probably one of the last stages of the whole ramp up process. The fact that he is practicing. So yeah, hopefully we should get him. If not at the end of this road trip, for the Sixers' next home game, hopefully, because yeah, he's definitely needed. Obviously, we've got the Clippers next, then we've got the Lakers. Then I think we're back home. Against the Hornets, and obviously the agenda about Embiid wanting to play against the weaker teams will be thriving. Should his first game back be against the Charlotte Hornets? So yeah, if I know anything about Joel, he's gonna play that game.
We'll just pour some gasoline on that little rumor there, mate. Let that go off, mate. Yeah, sound. I think there are always going to be haters, AB, isn't there? There's always going to be haters, man.
Of course.
Yeah, you're going to be better for it when eventually he does make it, aren't you? So absolutely. Hopefully it's soon, mate. You'll be able to see him back out there. So, but yeah, so that's all we've got time for today, dude. So do you want to give a shout out, AB, where people can find you on the socials?
Yeah, Clutch New Media is in there. Obviously, we're going to be posting, being across the rest of the NBA season. And yeah, not just the big names, man. We got to shout out guys. Obviously, guys like Grady Dick as well. We got to shout out the role players as well. Anything I got my eye on, I'm gonna make sure it's out there because yeah, we got to cover the league, man. We got to show love to everyone, man. But yeah, we'll be more active on there, and yeah, just lock in.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thanks a lot for coming on, man. It's much appreciated. So, people go give AB a follow, man, at Clutch New Media. He's definitely. It's not just NBA; it's all sports, man. I don't let this guy sleeps. He's always got something on the go, bro. So, good on you, mate. Honestly, hardest working man in sports, this guy. So, go give him a follow, man. It's well worth it, guys. But thanks very much, guys. So, I'm Matt at Post323. So you'll be able to listen back to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcast, or you can rewatch our beautiful faces on YouTube as well. So thanks very much for tuning in, guys, and we will see you again very soon. Take care.